so different from other traditions. Maybe there's a greater emphasis on death because we see it as the moment before death actually takes place, the moment before the mind moves to the in-between state and then moves on to a new life is crucial. It's seen as crucial. So it can be safely said that in Buddhism, our whole life is preparing, practicing for that moment of death. Each of the elements in a particular order dissolve. And in my time with people who have been dying, you can see some of these signs. There are inner visions that people have, and they're displayed outwardly. For example, when we're turning people who are dying, if they're at a stage where the earth element is dissolving, they feel like they're falling. So even though we have them close, we have the side rails up, they say, "Oh, I'm falling, I feel like I'm falling." That is a sure sign that the earth element is dissolving. There is a dryness of the mouth, water element is dissolving, some of these things.
But I think the problem in most cases is a misunderstanding of karma and a misunderstanding of rebirth. We think of it like we think of everything as some entity that clearly says karma, cause, effect, and we do is karma. Every moment of our existence is karmic, is cause and effect. We want to walk, therefore we walk. When you're doing walking meditation, it's not that Buddhists believe in rebirth, we just don't believe in death. And that's because there's no reason to believe in death, except for someone who has no clinging, but that's another issue. For most of us, rebirth is a continuation of birth, of existence, of the arising of phenomena. We create existence, and we change the universe around us. Death is sort of like a wave in that, a ripple in that. When there's the building up in this life, then the crashing down, and the building up and the crashing down. But it's a continuation, and our mind continues from one moment to the next. It's not a belief in anything. Neither karma nor rebirth is a belief in something. It's a giving up of all of our ideas and beliefs of the termination of life. The corpse is ground up and flour is added, and it's given as food to vultures. It's not a popularly attended event, usually just a very close family. It's also difficult because this is the body of a former loved one. But it is an act of generosity. It's a way of accumulating merit for both the person who has passed away and also the surrounding people who are engaging in the sky burial. Here we have His Holiness the Dalai Lama. When he passed away, as many beings, high beings do, they're actually in meditation and they don't leave the body right away. This is the cremation of Kirti Sentra Rinpoche. And these are widely attended events because special things sometimes happen when holy beings are cremated, and when they die there are often environmental signs such as rainbows. In the ashes there are often relics. There you can see in the black in the middle, this is the skull of Kirti Sentra Rinpoche. From the bones often icons appear. And this, you could say, it's slightly mysterious. Down on his right side, it's a kind of from that particular form. Buddhists want to emulate this because there is a particular reason. Right side is beneficial for leaving the body at death. It opens up the channels in a particularly helpful way. So we try to, and we also contemplate the Buddha and at his passing too when we lie on our right side, when we sleep and we are getting ready to pass away. At the time of death, before and afterwards, it's very useful for family members and also for people who are dying to have images of the Buddha, if they're Buddhist, of course. If they're not, because it's a multi-faith show, it's good to say that it's important to have images around, or people and ideas and chanting that make us feel better according to our practice. This is the medicine Buddha. In Tibetan Buddhism and in Indian Buddhism, medicine Buddha is a Buddha that we contemplate and we try to emulate, particularly in relation to healing ourselves and helping to heal others, and the time of death, very important. Many Buddhists, most Buddhists on the planet, I would say, look to Amitabha Buddha, the Buddha of long life or infinite light,
at the time of death, particularly because we want to go to his pure land. And this isn't a place to escape and to have a great time partying or just relaxing for the remainder of time, but it's actually a place to practice, to get closer to becoming enlightened, which is the goal of Buddhism, to have all realizations.
Unfortunately, difference between how we perceive and actually how it's observed within Buddhism?
I guess how it actually is, in my meager understanding, is that there is a disconnect between life to life with an ordinary being, because the process is traumatic of moving from lifetime to lifetime. Although it is possible to remember, the Buddha himself spoke many times to encourage us to think about reincarnation, that what happens in the future is going to be determined by what we do now. It's to encourage us to think about karma, to think about cause and effect. This is I feel, for me, it's the main importance of contemplating reincarnation, is to change now.
Though the attitudes toward death change in Costa Rica and Laos, there are some similarities regarding the ceremonial approach. In both cultures, scriptures from a sacred text, in the case of comparison with Catholicism, are read to the dead as a way of ensuring them a safe passing and liberation of their souls. Nevertheless, the perception of death and how to deal with its existence differs. The Theravada Buddhists believe a person is to be prepared for his or her confrontation with death by eliminating their fear to ensure serenity. Catholics in Costa Rica focus on the preparation of the family of the dying. Belief regarding the afterlife is different. The way the people around the dying react is different. Catholics, even though they believe in the best scenario that the soul will have eternal rest in heaven, feel dismayed when a loved one leaves. Theravada Buddhists focus on facilitating the death process by showing support rather than being discouraged by the event. They even embrace it as a way of minimizing fear.